YouTube, what's the deal? It's your girl Jahira, and I am back. And I am so back. Actually, I am back from a date. And I just had to come in and tell y'all all about it because I've got a question for y'all. So, let's jump right in. This was, I'm going to say, the first official date that I've had since moving to Kentucky. I mean, official date as in it was planned and we knew it was going to be a date. Okay, well, wait, let me backtrack. But yeah, it was the first official date I've had since I've been here. It was not planned. It was this person, and I need to find a name for him. Oh, why don't we call him Bubba? There's a reason, I promise. Bubba and I had met through Facebook. We had a couple of mutual friends, and he kind of sought out my attention. And I responded to him, on some purely polite stuff. And so we got to talking and kind of in the getting to know you phase. And we were supposed to meet up for lunch this weekend, but he hit me up today and just kind of on some what are you doing type stuff. And I woke up ridiculously early, like super early, way early for me because I went to bed kind of early last night. Shock and awe. So I was kind of lounging and moping around the house kind of thing, just sort of like not really, anticipating doing much. I'll say that. But as we were talking, I was like, so are we still on for tomorrow? Because again, we were supposed to meet up for lunch. And he's like, well, yeah, I mean, we are, but, can we meet up for lunch today? And, okay, do y'all ever have one of those days where you just kind of want to be in your bullshit clothes, and not think about makeup or hair or anything and just kind of putter around and just do your thing? Okay, I've been kind of having a month like that. So I really, with every fiber of my being, did not feel like, pulling it together and interacting. But I've been hearing people tell me, and these are people that I trust, that I need to get out of the house more and kind of acclimate myself to my new city. So I was like, yeah, sure, we can meet for lunch. Great. And in my head, I'm going, fuck, fuck, fuck. Sorry. Okay, language disclaimer, y'all. But, so I get myself together. I'm fresh from lunch, so this is what I wore. There's no additions, no subtractions. Haven't even taken the freaking earrings out. This is what I had on. So we meet up for lunch. Sorry. Which, again, is our first time meeting in person. And he's there, he was waiting for me because, I'm a girl. And he's a handsome guy. I can start there. He's definitely a handsome guy. He's got a really nice smile, and he's my age, which does not actually, he's a little older than me. He was born, maybe 5 months before I was, but we're both 32. What is flying in my eye, people? Sorry. But yeah, so, and I haven't dated a guy my age. That sounds so horrible, but I haven't dated a guy my age in quite some time. So it was kind of interesting, He was taller than me. That's a good sign. And so we sit down and we're eating. And I had kind of had an inclination of this. I have a text, y'all. Oh, shoot. Okay, sorry. Yes, my intro is my ringtone now. Thanks, Amaru. Shouts out to Dante for the text he just sent me. Okay, y'all. So yeah, I kind of had an inclination of what was to come prior to, it actually transpiring, based on things that he would say to me online. He had a tendency to repeat himself a lot. A lot. To the point of where I kind of thought that something was a little off about him. And so this is bringing me, and thank you for the 4 minutes and 40 something seconds that you have bared with this story thus far. I promise I'm getting to my point. So very early on in our, face-to-face interaction, I deduced for myself, God forgive me, that this man is not quite on my level intellectually. Um, to put it in other terms, he's slow. He's a slow person. And I don't mean blithering idiot, but he's slow. Like slow. Slow. Just yeah, I mean, oh God, there's got to be another way to describe it, but it's just he is, he's a simple man, and I don't mean like, developmentally delayed, or you know what I mean, like cue the feeding tube, or I mean anything along those lines. God forgive me, I know that I'm so wrong for that. But he's just not, a particularly intellectual person. He's a very simple man. So he was kind of doing the same thing over lunch, like repeating himself a lot. Like he had about 6 topics that he had in rotation. And at first I thought I was going to hang myself because he like opened up with politics. Who does that? First of all, who's talking politics to anybody that's not a friend or family member anymore? And second of all, like who's doing that on a first date? A first date, like dead ass how Obama's doing on the first date? Seriously? But I kind of got past that, but I started sort of probing into his psyche a little. And it turns out, at first, anybody that follows me on Twitter, y'all saw what I was tweeting. I may have said that this is the worst date I'd ever been on, and that Jeffrey Dahmer's Starbucks buddy probably had a better time than I was having at the moment. Yeah, that's only if you follow me on Twitter would you see that. But yeah, it got better. I will say that. It got better because we started, conversing, and I was like, listen, I don't want you to be nervous around me. And this is what came out of his mouth that really sort of broke it all down for me. He said to me, I knew from the way that you spoke on Facebook, and I knew from the way that you spoke on the phone, that you were somebody who was a very smart lady and very put together, and that you had your head in the right place, and that, you had been to college, and I knew that you were smarter than I was, which made me feel bad. And I was so nervous to meet you because I didn't want you to think that I was a big dummy. And I didn't think he was a big dummy, to put it in his words, but I knew that he was not, you know what I'm saying, where like, I knew we were not on the same playing field with regard to intellect. And I said that, I mean, I obviously remixed it, but I said that to him. Like, I knew, but I'm more concerned, or what's more important to me is sort of like your heart and where your head is at, what your goals are for yourself, you know what I'm saying? And so I guess my question to y'all is, could you be in a relationship, or potentially be in a relationship with somebody who you knew was not, intellectually superior or equal to you? Because like, and I'm still sort of sorting it through. Like, he's a very nice guy. He's a really sweet guy. He's got a good heart. He has I mean, I know I said his smile before, but like, he laughs and it's really nice. And, I can tell that he's just a quiet person who's really not about the drama, who's really just, sort of looking for a good woman, and wants to lead a pretty simple and pretty quiet life. I can appreciate that. I certainly can appreciate that, And I kind of look at it like, if I was, dating a quantum physicist, I wouldn't know anything about quantum physics. And I don't know that I could necessarily learn about quantum physics. So when my partner was talking, or, interacting with other quantum physicists, I would just kind of duck in the corner and sort of get out of everybody's way, and not feel like less of a person for doing so. So with that being said, with me being the, more intelligent of the two, you know, can I play that role as far as, things that I have to say that are on a level that, he may not be at? Can I just reserve that for those people who will appreciate that aspect of myself and allow him to, enjoy the rest of me? Can y'all do that? Like, if I'm praying to God this is making sense to you. So that's my real question here, people. Could you see yourself being with somebody who is not, um, who is slower than you? So there we go. With that being said, please leave your comments below. I need to know. And I'll keep y'all posted. I will definitely let you know. Yeah. So, later. And one love.